Today we are taking a quick trip down memory lane. Tru Grit Fitness has a $1,000 bathtub, and of course, Shannon Sharpe still has that dog in him. The No Fate channel, checking in. Jonathan here with yet another week in review for the home gym community, where we come together as home gym introverts and talk about what's been going on. Now, for the sports world, not really much of a note except for the NFL playoffs. And oh yeah, Shannon Sharpe tries to take on the entire NBA Grizzlies team. He's currently an NFL commentator, analyst, but he used to play in the NFL and he was game bred. He was legit when he played. That's when I used to really watch football and was dedicated, and I loved watching him play. Quite a personality and quite a beast, to be honest with you. Well, he still has that fight in him, and as an old man, I can appreciate that. He was on the sidelines of an NBA game, and he started jabbing up the Grizzlies. Well, the whole team apparently wanted to fight him, but when he stood up, no one wanted that smoke. They couldn't handle it. He might be old, but dude still has it. So it's always good to see the old timers like myself still have that fight in them, and thankfully no blows were thrown, but clearly don't want to mess with Shannon Sharpe. Tru Grit Fitness, a company known for not only selling fitness equipment through their website, but also through Best Buy and Walmart and even Amazon at crazy reduced prices, recently released this new inflatable ice bath for $1,000. Now, why is this interesting? Well, it's new. That's why it's interesting. Obviously, people have been taking the Wim Hof method and doing ice baths for quite some time and enjoying it. One of the issues with the ice baths is, frankly, finding something to set up in a way that is convenient and potentially collapsible. That's the claim to fame on this, is that when you are done, you can just collapse it and you're good to go. It also comes with a connection for hoses. And apparently they're going to put out in the future a cooler pack that will connect to this automatically as well, so you can keep the water cool automatically. But at $1,000, that is extremely high. Now, in terms of competition, you've got the the ice barrel, that also retails for $1,200, but they've always got this like $145 coupon, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a plastic barrel with the spigot at the bottom, and it comes with a container, it comes with a cover. And frankly, again, it's another product that works, but it is extremely overpriced. As a reference point, you could buy yourself a freezer for about $800, and you could use that as an ice bath in terms of setting that up and keeping it cold. I personally have been fond of using a water trough because it's easy, it's cheap, it comes in at like $120. Then you can add salt water to it, you can add ice to it. And the real expense comes with keeping it cold, especially in the summertime. Now, this does not have any additional insulation that I could muster in terms of information. So I don't necessarily know why this would be better than anything else that's on the market. Their push is that it is inflatable, and so therefore you can collapse it down and pack it away, and then you can travel with it. The hassle is filling these things up. Clearly, if you've ever used an ice bath before, you don't want to spend 20 minutes filling this thing up and draining it every darn time. Usually you want to set it up and leave it so that you can keep that cold water for as long as possible and only add ice as needed. I don't necessarily know if this will eventually come down in price. Typically with Tru Grit Fitness, their online stuff is the most expensive, and then we've seen some crazy prices online. So probably, most likely, we might see this come down significantly, especially if we bought it through a third party like Best Buy or Walmart. Today we are taking a trip back in time to see some of our favorite creators now and some of the videos that they used to put out. Now, why am I doing this? It's been a pretty slow week or two in the home gym community. A lot of us creators that put out content, there hasn't been much to speak about, and a lot of the stuff is just regurgitated stuff. So hey, let's take it back to where it all began. Basement Brandon coming in at 229 subscribers, but did you know his most popular video is from 10 years ago? And frankly, I'm surprised it was so successful because it's such a short video, and 10 years ago, YouTube did not like short videos. Boom, easy, high protein bodybuilding breakfast. Let's click on this and see how Brandon got it done 10 years ago.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Brandon with Camel Fitness, and we're in the
Boom! Before he was Basement Brandon, he was Campbell Fitness and still wearing those child medium shirts so that the sleeves were hugging. Now, he was in his kitchen, which as a person who shot content in the kitchen knows how difficult it is, and you can kind of hear that echo.
Kitchen today. Oftentimes when talking to people, talking about nutrition, most people say they don't have enough time to make a very well-balanced breakfast.
All right, it's a 3-minute video. We're not going to delay. We're going to jump right into this breakfast. Now, clearly, he is using way too many dishes to make this breakfast. The cleanup is probably going to take longer than it is to eat this food.
Again, you can use your own preference. And finally, our last ingredient that we will be using today are just 3 whole eggs. If you want to use egg whites, you definitely can.
Boom. So he's getting this grill ready, and we're going to cut right to it. It's 3 eggs. It is ham. It is cheese. It is oats. And it's all in one. And I don't know how the oats cook up. Now, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look as appetizing. I bet it tastes better than it looks. And frankly...
Just a second, you really don't need to eat anything else with this, depending on your diet and what you're trying to do.
You can see that even 10 years ago, he had massive potential because it's a really well done video with the voiceover. He cleared up the audio issues. And again, 3.6 million views. It was down to the point, and here's where you can see his nuances of being a great creator were still in the making because...
Tomatoes, whatever you'd like to do, you can definitely do. Just note that my macros are for the ingredients that I have listed.
You can still hear that echo, and look at the headshot. Look at the headroom. No headroom whatsoever. And listen, I've been there before. Most of my videos are exactly like that. And boom. But let's see if he has his favorite sign off.
This video ends. I'm going to get to it. As always, everybody, stay big.
Boom, still's got it. Now, clearly, he's come a long way since then, but 3.6 million views, his #1 video to date. Next on the docket, Alan Thrall, another creator that does fitness content and has been doing it for quite some time. His most popular video is his Mountain Man Breakfast, 6.9 million views, shot 4 years ago. All right, this is the point in the video that I wish I had paid for the YouTube Premium, but I'm just too cheap. Time out. I need to thank all of you. You have been loving these week in review videos. You've all been using my affiliate links, which are in the description of today's video. And as promised, I want to give back. So if you've used my affiliate links, email me so I can send you some magnets, some stickers, all that great stuff in order to say, as a small token of my appreciation, thank you. Also, if you've got any videos or content that you want to see reviewed on a weekly basis on this channel, let me know in the comments below.
Cherry! If you haven't already, go check out my dadgum overcooked tri-tip and drunken taters that I made last week. This morning, I'm wetting your taste buds with this Mountain Man breakfast. Cheery!
Yeah, he still does this. He still has some really funny content, really well produced, and just, it's just entertaining.
Oh.
I just want to take a pause. Now, anyone who has time to light up charcoal and get it ready just to cook your food, man, oh man, ain't nobody got time for that. If you've got time for that, you don't need to make a Mountain Man breakfast. You should just like order breakfast because that stuff takes forever.
And while the potatoes were reheating, I whipped together 12 eggs.
All right, well, this is intense. 12 full eggs. Look at this man go to town. Not mad at it, though. Eggs are a great source of protein, even though in 2023 they are quite expensive.
In California, I like to put avocado on my eggs. Not every morning, but maybe once a week. And when I was in the Marine Corps station on the East Coast, other Marines would make fun of me for doing this. Is this like only a California thing? Do you like avocado on your...
I love me some avocados, and shout out to Alan Thrall for being in the Marines. Thank you for your service. But man, oh man, who's got time for a breakfast like this? I guess that he's out camping, so maybe it's the slow life, but dang, this is like an hour-long process, if not more, to make this breakfast. It does look delicious, though.
Should have taken this off the heat a little sooner, but it was still great. Again, beats an old donut for breakfast.
Honestly, for a video with 6.9 million views, I expected a little bit better, but I get it. Some people are into the camping life and food in general, and that did look like a delicious, great breakfast if you had an hour and a half or 2 hours to kill in terms of making breakfast and getting your food in. Unfortunately, many of us are living a little bit too fast of a lifestyle to slow down and spend 2 hours making breakfast. But if you do, boom, COOP from Garage Gym Reviews. You know, the dad that's all ripped out with that mustache. Well, he wasn't always, and let's go back in time to his favorite, most popular video. This was actually 2 years ago. Now, if you know anything about YouTube, you will notice that even though it says 2 years ago, typically that means like 2.5 years ago. So I would imagine this came out in 2019, right before the COVID, the pandemic. So it was primed to take off. Now, a $500 home gym. You're not going to get much these days for $500, but obviously you still can. Let's see what he had to say.
Hello, my friends. This is Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. I'm here in my beautiful garage gym, as you can see. And today I want to give you a...
Where's the mustache? I am very confused because there's no mustache, but hopefully we can get past that and still enjoy Coop's video.
Can you give us advice on how to build a home gym on a super budget, like under 500 bucks?
Now, even though it's 2023 and you're not going to get much for $500, I will say the idea on this video is exactly the same in terms of the principles behind it and in terms of making your money go further. And unfortunately, in today's day and age, Amazon does have some of the cheapest prices out there for home gym equipment.
It's got a lat pull-down attachment that's available. It's got spotter pins that come with it.
Now, we've seen these cheap Amazon power racks before. Now, they have been tested by multiple people, including Coop himself. They will hold up to a significant amount of weight as long as your name isn't basement branded or you're not squatting like 700 pounds. But if you're an average Joe just squatting 300 or 400 pounds, these will get the job done and in a safe way. They're nothing to write home about, but absolutely can work and squat in them and bench in them as well. So here he goes through just kind of grabbing the safeties, and of course he grabs one of the cheapest powerlifting bars he can find at $125. There are still a lot of cheap bars out there that are around $100, brand new, delivered. Obviously that has to do with sales and what's available, but it's nice to know that, hey, if you're on a budget, you can still get a barbell that will hold and work well. It's not going to be your forever bar, but it will get the job done. Now, again, the idea is, there are benches out there that are inexpensive but have good performance. I've reviewed, as an example, like a Flybird one that was fairly cheap but absolutely got the job done. I mean, we had a ton of weight on it. It was stable. It was sturdy. I wasn't worried about it just kind of going kaput on me. Now, obviously, you can go down the rabbit hole of spending a ton of money, but the premise of this video still holds up. Hey, you don't need a lot of money. Now, here's where he kind of screws the pooch. So here's my only complaint about this video is that he says it's a $500 home gym, and the only plates he actually drops in terms of that price point is a pair of 45-pound plates. So even though he is under $500, clearly, if you're going to be lifting, you're probably going to want more than 90 pounds worth of plates. And that's where home gyms can be expensive. You're trying to get weight in order to lift, but weight costs money. And he does mention going on Facebook Marketplace, which is phenomenal. Still to this day, there's some great deals on Walmart, on Amazon, on Facebook Marketplace. You just got to be aware of them and be on the lookout and not be necessarily in a rush. But this is where, even though he claimed it was $500, he kind of went under in terms of the actual plates, because many of you, even me, can lift more than 90 pounds worth of plates. And if you're going to be benching or squatting or deadlift, you're probably going to want to need 2 or even 3 pairs of 45s, as well as 25s and 10s. Yeah, and this is where this video still stands out. Even today, even though the prices aren't the same and even the products might have changed, the premise is still valid. You want a lot of functional fitness to add versatility to your home gym, whether it's a sandbag or kettlebells. You can get a lot of exercises out of a single piece of equipment, and you can save a ton of money. And if you get a good sandbag or good kettlebell, it's going to last you a lifetime. If you get a bad kettlebell, it'll still last you a lifetime. You just won't be happy with. New product releases. As someone who loves to buy home gym equipment, whose home gym is never done, don't tell my wife, I love to see companies putting out new products, even if it's not something that I would pick up or don't have a need for. Bells of Steel just released brand new these urethane coated change plates. Now, change plates are nothing new. They've been a lot out in the market, but 3 or 4 years ago, there weren't many to be had. Now they seem to be a dime a dozen, but I like it. I like Bells of Steel putting this out, not because I need them, not because I'm going to buy them, but because it's good for the consumer. It's good for competition. What's good for competition is good for the consumer. And it's nice to see companies not just sitting back and selling what they already have, but trying to put new stuff together, whether it's a new product or a new color code or just something else that's out there. Now, obviously, these things are expensive per pound, but you're paying for the convenience and the ability to add those change plates. And if you've watched any of my videos, I'm a huge fan of change plates, especially the lower weights, in order to kind of get that progressive overload without hitting Snap City. Now, Rep Fitness, as we've mentioned, have been teasing the new products, and this is the first release that they've mentioned that you can't even click on it. Basically, they're going to be high-end safeties for their 1000 series racks, and hopefully from the photos that I've seen that have been teased on Instagram, they look legit. Hopefully I will get a chance to check them out and try them out. But again, Rep Fitness leading the charge on doing what they did last year, teasing people, releasing some images, and then finally dropping the product for pre-order, and then finally just having it for sale permanently. And it seems to be working for them, and I think it's just been fun as a home gym enthusiast to kind of see the process as they build up that momentum, almost like coming attractions on a movie screen. For me, in my home gym dungeon, I have been utilizing the FitBod app, trying to see if it's right for me and my home gym lifting style and preference, as well as my goals. I got a few more weeks before I can decide yay or nay, so look for that in the future in terms of videos. I got a bunch of other videos shot. I just need to find the time to edit them, because I don't want to just put out some fluff and puff video. I want something that's going to be fun and entertaining for your pleasure. Hopefully you came this far in the video. If you did, you and I are like Mario and Luigi. Chip and Dale, we are best friends. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying until the end. And thank you, Shannon Sharpe, for letting all of us old folk know you can still get some fight in you. Hopefully you found today's video informative as usual. Thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.